can you give us an example of early on when you were starting to bring together the Israelis, the Palestinians together, something that was an early learning for you as you were getting started in all this?
Yeah, I think more importantly is the beginning part when we were in the Soviet Union in 1984, because that's really where we learned and felt and experienced the power of sharing one's personal narrative. Because in 1984, that was during the Cold War, when the United States and the Soviet Union would, we were really terrified of each other. And we had an opportunity to go to the Soviet Union with the International Physicians for the Prevention of Nuclear War. And we went for 3 weeks. And it was there that what we did in each situation, in each encounter, was we would all tell our personal stories, which included what we were taught about the other. In other words, we Americans told the Soviets how we were taught to fear them, think that they were evil, to, that they were not worth relating to, and they told us the same thing. And we all realized how we'd actually been kind of hoodwinked into believing these stories that were so dangerous to our very survival. Because the reality was they were beautiful, wonderful people. We had a lot in common. They were cultured, they were smart. So when we came home, we had a whole new sense of an enemy is one whose story you have not heard. And so that was kind of what led us down this path of understanding the power of bringing so-called enemies together in face-to-face relationship building, beginning the process through telling one's personal narrative.
Wow, that's beautiful. Len, what about for you? An early experience that sort of focused for you what it was you were there to do and learn?
I think that one of the things that moved me was really when I first became aware of in South Africa, where Barbara, are you there? Yeah, Barbara's here. Is Barbara here? Anyway, in South Africa, there was a group of people called Koinonia, Southern Africa, blacks and whites, that came together and shared their meals and stories. And when I first, and to change the fabric of the country from within, and when I first heard about that, I was really inspired. And it was in parallel with the story we heard, and this was in the mid-1980s, of Neve Shalom Wahad Salam, a village in Israel where Palestinian Israelis and Jews live together and teach their children together and have school together. And we say, whoa, we can live that life. So we started doing that where we live, and not living vicariously through others, but just bringing people together in real life. And it works. So hearing those stories, and it reminds me of what Elie Wiesel says people become the stories they hear and the stories they tell. So that's why when we meet somebody like Ofu and hear what he's doing, we help tell his story. And so we and Ofu have teamed to document, and he is documented in film and writing and video and newscasts from Ivory Coast, how he brings people together. So the story is the real power today.